Someone asked me to explain Franchise for Humanity, because that's kind of a different name. And Franchise for Humanity emerged because of some things that were happening last year around ideas and models that we knew were important, that changed lives, and we wanted to take those to scale.
How do we find the soul of a problem?
The problem comes when we carry our egos and our adrenaline.
But therein lies the problem. These signals that are sent from one generation to the next
are the feelings of fear of failure, anxiety about the future, uncertainty about their values, and social isolation.
Anyone who has tried that understands that it is a lot harder to do than to talk about.
The heart has its own brain.
And I realized I had seen many opportunities where people really did come together for a higher purpose and get something done.
We have obesity, we have crime, we have illiteracy. I mean, it's a mess.
You know, we need to not just be right, but listen. And not just have an opinion, but recognize that there's a whole host of opinions.
We need to start not only in the courtrooms and on the picket lines, but in the classroom.
They are here because in a matter of speaking, they didn't fail. We tell them, you can fail, and then we treat them like losers when they do.
There are a lot of situations where people have great intentions to work together, but many times the actual implementation looks more like this, where it's just not aligned. It's very frustrating.
And it's exhilarating when it works. And it's actually kind of heartbreaking when it doesn't.
That means that the heart, and this is going to make sense, really, is actually an organ of perception.
I believe that we can use media as a way not only to give messages, but to empower, to also obviously entertain, empower our audiences to do something.
That left hemisphere is weaving stories all over the place of threat and danger, and here's all the enemies and all the ways that you have to protect yourself.
Technology, medicine, industry, you name it. All of these advances have revolutionized the way we look at the world. So why not education?
Career decisions are where fear of failure and anxiety about the future collide.
And if you're looking for a sustainable network over time, that's going to mean that people are kind of moving from the core to the periphery, being more involved in leadership, less involved, and that's fine. That's how it should work.
This is helping anchor your attention in your heart. And science has shown us that the simple act of placing attention on a part of our bodies creates beneficial physiological change in that part.
And so when you have an opinion to offer, which we all do all the time, you want to make sure that as little of it as possible is simply your tension, which often is much of our opinions.
Because for one grand moment, they decided to act for impact together. They acted, they connected, and they stood together, and that changed the course of history for California, even if the people in California had no idea it was happening.
When you don't know what to do, you must be honest. Be willing to be vulnerable, and that's my invitation to you. The most innovative thing we can do for our students today is to help them connect their immense cognitive talent with their enormous hearts to be themselves, so that together we can create a world worth living in.